What's up? What's going on? Good to see you guys. How we doing? Why not be so happy? Today's a joyous day. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be streaming. I sure did, John Wings. I sure did. I sure did. That I did. Guys, I want to show you, by the way, as many of you guys know, Donlo right now is being super fucking lazy. He's just not working on our newest video. But I do want to show you guys the thumbnail that I have cooked up for it. I truly think that this is gonna be the greatest video we've ever made. I'm pretty sure this is going to end up being my #1 watched video of all time on the channel. Let me show you guys the thumbnail I have cooked up. It's going to be a good one. I'm very excited to put this one out. We've been working really, really hard on it. It's going to be over 2 hours long, I think. Yeah, I'm super excited for this one to drop. This is going to be really good. I've had the idea for this video for a really, really long time. Yeah, I don't know, man. I woke up about a week ago and I was like, you know what, it's time. It's time. Enough putting this off. I've been waiting around on this one too long. So we just got to send it. We just got to send it. It's going to be a really, really good video. It's kind of a documentary style piece of content. So yeah, be on the lookout for this one, you guys. It's a good idea. That's a good idea, actually, John Wings. Yeah, that actually does make it better. That makes it a lot better. Yeah, so this is gonna be honestly, yeah, I'm anticipating this is gonna end up being the most watched video on my channel. Oh my god, Keith Peterson, thank you for 8 months of being a member. In Burns' current state, if you fought him 100 times, how many times am I beating Gilbert Burns? You know, Gilbert Burns, you know what, believe it or not, I actually did watch the fight last night. I didn't watch it while it was happening because the Lakers were playing. And it was the fourth quarter, so I'm going to watch the Lakers over fucking the garbage they put out yesterday, no matter what. But I watched the replay. I skimmed the replay. Gilbert Burns, man, I respect Gilbert. He has only fought Murderers Row recently. I mean, dude, he fought fucking, like, what was his last, like, fucking 6 fights? Fucking Michael Morales, fucking Sean Brady, fucking Hamzat, I think, Bilal, Jack Della Maddalena. Yeah, exactly. He's had a number of really, really tough fights in the past. But last night he fought Mike Mallet. And Mike Mallet, I mean, I physically cannot respect somebody who loses to Neil Magny. Like, that's just not ever going to happen. If you lose to Neil Magny, you're not allowed to sit at my table. You know, I do not identify as one of you. Mike Mallet is, you know, what's the best way I can describe Mike Mallet? Mike Mallet, I feel like he's good everywhere, but he doesn't excel particularly anywhere. I think that, I mean, it's just tough, man. Gilbert, all he has is ripping overhands on you. I mean, you know, he was throwing some decent little setups here and there. But again, it's just all centered on him trying to land overhands. And, you know, he looked small. Every single takedown was getting stuffed. He just was leaving himself really open to counters. But, like, if Mike Mallet becomes elite at 170, I don't even know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't see a way that he can. Yeah, nothing wrong with Mallet, but I just don't. I really don't think he excels anywhere enough to truly be elite. I mean, the welterweight division's super fucking high level. And like Mallet, he's not the quickest, he's not the fastest, his footwork's not amazing. He has, you know, he has decent timing on his shots. He mixes it up decently well, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh my God, Islam will revenge Charles. Thank you for the 25 Noke, big guy. Can you break down my MMA debut? I'll send more. Yeah, for sure. How much is 25 Noke? $2.67. I'm just going to need 93 Noke from you, big guy, and then we can make that happen. 100%. I'd love to watch it. But, anyway, to get to what you wanted me to get to your actual question, how many times do I beat Gilbert Burns if we fought 100 times? Right now? I probably beat Gilbert in a if we fought 100 times, I'd probably beat him like, I'm going to say 68 times. I'm going to say I beat Gilbert right now 68 times. And that's being really generous. That's being really, really generous. Listen, I hate to say it because, again, I do have a lot of respect for Gilbert. I feel like he's only ever lost to the best of the best up until Mallet. But he just doesn't have what it takes anymore. I think my footwork is a lot craftier. I think my movement's a lot better. I think I'm about 5 inches taller than him. I think he's going to really struggle with my teeps. So I could be ranked at welterweight. I mean, listen, based on circumstances, yeah, I could be ranked at welterweight, but like, am I good enough to be ranked at welterweight? No, I'm not. But neither is Gilbert Burns. He's not. He used to be. He's not, though. He's not. That's the thing. That's the truth of the matter, though. He's not good enough to be ranked anymore. He was, but I mean, how old is Gilbert now? Gilbert's really old now, right? He's like 40. 39? Yeah, 39. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have what it takes anymore, man. Yeah, I mean, Mallet shouldn't be ranked for beating him, but he's gonna be. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, Gilbert a few years ago that's gonna be a tough fight. But Gilbert right now, I just think he's a complete shell of himself. Oh my God, Islam will revenge Charles. You actually oversent that Noke, I think. 119. Damn, that's $12. Well, I really appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. Let me pull that up real quick. Who are you on Discord, by the way? Yeah, exactly, Braden Roberts. I mean, Gilbert was a very quick, very fast guy. Obviously, his grappling is world class. But on the feet, he just relied on his ability to blitz at you. And, you know, it was effective, don't get me wrong. But, like, it just doesn't work anymore. Not like it used to. His setups just aren't crafty enough, man. He couldn't touch me. The UFC is in a very, very sad state, isn't it? I've been trying to tell people we're in the dark ages right now. I mean, hopefully we can turn it around. Anytime I say that, though, people yell, especially you guys recently have been yelling at me to be grateful because Dana works so hard on these amazing cards he gives us. But I was just trying to be honest. I think we're in a bit of a dark age. Patty versus BSD just got announced, by the way. No, it didn't. Islam will revenge Charles. Who are you in the chat? I'm looking at my DMs on here. I don't see you. I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting. I just need to know who you are so I know who to look for on here. Oh, Enar. Oh, I actually do know Enar. Okay, cool. I got it. Thank you. Fucking Jim Miller. Fucking Jim Miller had to be the one who let me know what your username is, bro. But I found you. This is it. Which one are you? Are you Delet Tukajev or are you Digray? Oh my goodness, Meme Big 8. Thank you for the $10. Shay, someone told me in a debate that wrestling is the best base for MMA because its culture creates better fighters, along with the art being more pure. What do you think of that argument? I mean, what the fuck does the art being more pure mean? What the actual fuck does that mean? Like, I literally wouldn't even know how to approach that statement. It's a more pure art. I can't respond to that statement in particular. In terms of the culture creates better fighters. Listen, I like wrestling. I enjoy wrestling personally. Wrestling's very important to learn in MMA, don't get me wrong. But I just got to be honest with you, man. Sometimes wrestling creates very stubby fighters. You know? right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong saying that? Sometimes wrestling, I feel like, creates these little, like, oh, you're the blonde one? Okay, I was hoping you were the blonde one. You know, I feel like wrestling can create some, like, real stubby guys who kind of struggle picking up the other aspects of mixed martial arts. Stubby, like, I don't know, like, they're kind of stocky, they're kind of thick, you know what I mean? And, like, they're good wrestlers, but you watch them throw the jab, and it's just fucking, they don't got that pop, they don't got that pop, they don't got that movement. And that's, you know, I mean, that's kind of a generalization. I mean, listen, you know, I think unfortunately, I mean, look, I think the thing about wrestling and MMA truly is that wrestling needs, unlike, and this isn't true for any other art in MMA. No other martial art in MMA fits this criteria that wrestling does. But wrestling, you have to supplement wrestling. Essentially, wrestling is a pathway to score in MMA. But you cannot score in MMA with it all on its own. You know, obviously, unless, like, somehow you just fucking take a guy down and then fucking lay in their closed guard and then neither of you fucking throw any punches. You know what I mean? Then I guess under that extremely rare circumstance, you're going to win via the secondary fucking scoring criteria. But you can't say that about any other martial art. Even if somebody only has fucking Muay Thai, that's it. They literally don't know any other art. Like, you can still fucking catch somebody. You can still crack them. You know, you can still fucking land an uppercut. You can fucking rip out a body kick. You know what I mean? If all you have is jiu-jitsu, you can jump on a submission. You know? But, like, if you unfortunately have dedicated your entire existence to the sport of wrestling for 20 plus years, and then you jump into mixed martial arts, you're going to really have to, I mean, again, you literally cannot win a fight with those skills. You now have to, you have to use that wrestling as a pure supplement to other arts that you now have to pick up, you know? You're always going to need wrestling skills in MMA, obviously. You have to have them. But I genuinely think that it's better, like, if your goal is to get into mixed martial arts, I would honest to God tell you, like, don't wrestle past fucking high school. You know what I mean? You've been, like yeah, wrestle. Like, fucking my kids will be wrestling, for sure. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Depends what they want to do. Honestly, my children, the goal would be if I can find a beautiful fucking minimum 5'10" wife, probably try to get them into basketball because that's, you know, that's gonna pay the big bucks. But, like, you know, if truly, you know, if they're gonna do any combat sport, wrestling, they're gonna have to learn how to wrestle. But, like, if they wanted to fucking get to the UFC hypothetically, I'm like, don't wrestle past high school, dude. Because, you know, at a certain point, like, outside of the basic skills of sprawl, outside of the basic skills of, you know, certain kind of scrambling techniques, outside of the basic skills of how to finish a single, a double leg, some body lock takedowns, it's just such a different fucking, MMA is just such a different universe. We need to start working on transferring your wrestling into a mixed martial arts context. We need to start transferring those wrestling skills into, you know, can you actually sprawl correctly when somebody steps in fucking double jab overhand right into a double? You know what I mean? That's what we need to be working on. We don't need to really work on you fucking sprawling off of a, you know what I mean, off of a very standard fucking, you know what I mean, wrestling fucking context. You know, it's just it's too different. It's too different. That's why fucking Aljamain Sterling, who wrestled D3, fucking out-wrestled a fucking Olympic gold medalist. An Olympic gold medalist. He out-wrestled him. Because, unfortunately, the second your back hits a fence, all of those years of college wrestling, fucking international wrestling, Olympic wrestling, it literally doesn't matter anymore. You know? We need to learn how to be dropping elbows on motherfuckers. We need to learn submissions. We need to learn how to get around the guard. We need to learn to jump on people's backs if they turtle, you know? And fucking, I'm sorry, but like pure wrestling at a really, really high level, it's just you're not being prepared for those skills, you know? James 712, thank you for the 2 pounds. Shay, can you please slander DC for 20 seconds? Now that's interesting because you asked me to slander him. Okay, how do I slander him? All right, okay. I'm trying to think of a funny way to actually slander him. No, saying he's good's not slandering him. Oh, yeah. Technically, yeah. Say something racist. I'm thinking about it. Truthfully, man, the one thing though I legitimately don't like about Daniel Cormier is that Daniel Cormier he's just a fucking like he's just fucking he's just so fucking he's just so fucking gay. All right, there you go. I think that's 20 seconds. Yeah, I know. I agree as well. Oh, Steve Miocic speech there is English brothers. Can we just say fuck Gaethje and make Ilia Jai 2 now? I saw Jai Herbert 1 last night, which is good, man. Good for him. He deserved it, man. Dude, people forget, man, Jai Herbert's a tough fight for Ilia until he gets backed up towards the fence. All right. Okay, let's watch our boy Islam will revenge Charles. God, this language sounds so intimidating. This is the worst fucking song to walk out to, by the way, in an MMA fight. This is literally the worst fucking song you could walk out to. Dude, the production value on this is crazy. This is an amateur fight. Are you wearing shin pads? I can't tell. This is already way better. Only 18, too. It is amateur. Dude, the production value on an amateur fight like this is crazy. This right here is a beloved member in chat who is fucking it's Islam will revenge Charles in chat. He's been around here for years. This is him right here. He just took MMA fight. James 712, thank you for the 5 pounds. But Shay, DC told me wrestling is the best base. Are you telling me a double champion can be wrong? Are you a double champion? You dumb. Yeah, I mean, but Daniel Cormier, like we just got done saying, Daniel Cormier is fucking gay. He's gay. Daniel Cormier, I'm pretty sure, is gay. And when I say gay, I don't mean like he's homosexual. I don't mean that Daniel is interested in diddling other men and being diddled by other men. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he's gay. You know what? I think that there could be an argument to the fact that, like, if you're going to get into MMA, starting with wrestling isn't a bad... Like, listen, again, I don't think that's necessarily a problem. I don't think that's a problem. Like, I think wrestling is a solid base for MMA, but I think the misconception about it is when people try to say, "Oh, wrestling's the best base," to them it's almost like whoever wrestled the longest, whoever had the best wrestling career, whoever, was the better wrestler outside of MMA, that somehow, makes them better. You know what I mean? And I think that is just retarded. I think that is where we're starting to lose the plot. Like, again, I honestly think, again, everyone's different. If you are truly a generational level athlete like Khamzat Chimaev, then, you're able to you're able to kind of pick up all these other skills. You know what I mean? And Khamzat has definitely done that. But, like, I really think if your end goal is to get into mixed martial arts, I would say wrestle through school. Try to be as good as you can at wrestling through school. And then once you hit fucking, past high school, let's just fully now transfer to MMA. Because I feel like you're kind of getting diminishing returns at that point, wrestling past that. Because wrestling is just such a specific rule set, such a specific rule set. And again, man, if you're fucking Henry Cejudo, who has, again, he had some phenomenal moments of out-wrestling Merab when they fought, because he is the better wrestler. But the fucking problem is he'd fucking, he'd hit some crazy takedown. Like, I vividly remember he fucking feinted a takedown, Merab went to sprawl, he circled the Merab's back, got the body lock, hit the trip, got Merab to his knees, and I'm like, that's great. You know what I mean? That's a great wrestling sequence right there. That'd be 2 points. 4 points, maybe even, if that was a wrestling match. But it's not a wrestling match, and Merab just stood up and started fucking fighting the hands, and now literally that was worthless. He didn't score with that. It just didn't count, because Cejudo unfortunately he hadn't worked enough on his other MMA skills. So, like, I wouldn't necessarily say, like, definitively it's like a worthless base. I wouldn't say that. I just think it's way too overhyped. This guy looks a lot more jacked than you, dude. He looks a lot bigger than you. Look at these shoulders. And obviously he's older. Ooh, inside leg kick. Nice jab. Nice jab. Another nice jab from you right there, man. Nice. Good job staying safe. This is such a small fucking octagon. This is so tiny. Like, I feel like movement and distance management is like, how could one have that in an octagon so small? Nice check. Nice leg kick. Bad sign that he reached for the leg kick right there. Another nice jab. And I want you guys to notice, look at how he gets his head off the center line when he throws his jab. Look at that. Look how he got his head off the center line. Boom, right as he popped that jab, made this guy miss. Ooh, that was a good overhand, though. Got to be careful circling that way. Again, I like how you're using the jab, though. I'd be curious what your background is for MMA. Like what martial arts have you been practicing? Because 18's so young. Oh, look at that combination right there. You got a little unlucky. You got a little bit unlucky right there. Because this is a nice combination. 1, 2, same side high kick. Look at this. And you set him up perfectly. Look at that. He's like primed to get hit with this fucking high kick. You know what your kind of problem is, though, is that you didn't, again, listen, I don't talk about this a lot, but I know a thing or two about high-level kicking. When I was a child, I was what one could consider elite in terms of like being a taekwondo. I feel like a lot of people in chat at this point understand. Just didn't turn your hips over quite enough right here, man. That's kind of the problem. Because you landed this clean, and generally you don't need as much power on a head kick, but you look how square your hips are because you went straight up. And that, again, you set this up so perfectly, but if these hips would have turned over, like I'd like to see your chest pointed this way. So your kick is fully turning over. Boom. And you probably would have knocked him out with this because you set him up so perfectly. But there just wasn't quite enough power because you went straight up with the kick. Which, again, you know, for your amateur debut, I would expect things like this. I'm just saying. So that's why he's kind of able just to eat this and catch it and take you down. Ooh, got around that guard a little easy. It's all right. Oh, we're turtling. Yep, let's turtle. Nice turtle. Guy's going for the back take. You're fighting the hands? Oh, this guy's a numbnut. This guy's a fucking numbnut. This guy fully committed to the rear naked choke, and the dude didn't even have his goddamn hooks in. What a numbnut. Yeah, punish that. Punish that. Look at that 1-2. It seems like you have boxed before. Your boxing looks clean. Look at that, and the kicks are really nice too. Nice leg kick. Ooh, jab into the body. You've definitely boxed before. Ooh, look at that overhand. Ooh, nice leg kick. Just even like jab into the body like this, man. It's very solid. Very solid fundamentals I'm seeing here, which is rare for someone's first ever amateur fight. Oh, this guy's tired, man. Oh, look, he's shaking his head. He's shaking his head. He don't want it anymore. Wow, it's surprising seeing a card girl wearing so many clothes. That is interesting. Man, dude, I'm shocked by the production value of this. She looks like she's just interviewed for the job. Hey, well, I respect it. It's you know, maybe that's how it should be. You know, maybe that's how it should be. I think that would give. I think if ring card girls wore more clothes during their jobs, then it would fucking help certain females respect the sport a little bit more. I remember my ex-girlfriend. That was the one thing she just was not a fan of. Which I was like, yeah, you know, I get it. It's like, what the fuck do the ring card girls even add anyway? There should be ring card men. Yeah. Good point. Norway, it's fucking cold. Look at that high kick. Nice. Love these jabs to the body, man. But I have a good feeling you're gonna set this upstairs. I'm waiting for this glorious moment. Nice, look at that. This guy just like, dude, you're just such a step ahead of this guy technically. I mean, he's really worried about your boxing. He's not defending these kicks very well at all. Our local promo just uses local strippers. I don't know. The girls are always really nice when we talk to them. I don't mind. I've personally never met a mean stripper. Ever. They always seem really nice to me. Though I guess that does sort of, I guess that is sort of telling. They kind of have to be nice to you to do their job. Though, in fairness, last time I was in Vegas, to be fair, though, I actually really did have a stripper come on to me. I got her on Instagram, and she was saying we should hang out, and I was only in Vegas for 2 days, so I couldn't really make that happen, but that was a first. Also, in fairness, I don't go to that many fucking strip clubs. Look at that jab. Look at that jab. Look at this. Look at how he catches his jab right here and then pops him back with his own jab. That's really, really nice. You know, one thing I feel like if you could add to your game that could really help you is like a switch kick, or even like being able to kick off this lead leg, because obviously it's hard to damage somebody when you're orthodox, they're orthodox, with a kick off the back leg. You know, unless it's a head kick or a leg kick, it's hard to hurt them from a kick to the body from this angle. But like his body's wide open on this side. If you could develop really good kicks off this leg mixed in with your punches, you could fucking probably get him cleanly to the liver here. That was nice. Dude, this guy don't want it. This guy don't want it. He's breaking. Nice leg kick. This guy's breaking. He doesn't want it, man. Look at the feints. Look at the feints. No, that was a nice kick to the body, though. You got there that time. But you see what I mean? Like, again, there's no organ on this side of the body that you can really hurt from a kick there. But on this side, this is where the liver is, man. And this guy's so worried about your punches upstairs, man. If you could just find a way to hammer him right to this side. Man, if I'm in this guy's corner, I'm thinking about throwing in the goddamn towel. He's just outskilled everywhere. And he's so much more, like, physically mature than you are. Very impressive. All right, last round. I love the jabs. I love the jabs. It's very, very good. I just think in general, more body work could help you a lot. You got that jab to the body, that's really nice. But I'll tell you what, man. Obviously, you're a member on the channel. Just check out my how to set up a body shot video, members only. I've got a really good liver punch setup that I think would do you some serious good. But dude, you're very technical. This is not what I was expecting for a first ever amateur fight. Oh, there we go. There's a little switch kick. Dude, you do kind of fight like Petr Yan a little bit. Oh! Good thing, though, we know that this guy is so garbage with his back takes that, like, you're chilling here. You got to get a hook in, dude. You got to get a hook in. Dude, honestly, guys, is fucking Islam will Revenge Charles the highest level fighter we have in chat, or like the highest level Shea Cell out there? I think he honestly might take the cake. I should set up a fucking MMA fucking tournament like fucking Dan Hooker does with all subscribers. No weight classes, open weight. Open gender to sure. That'll make it interesting. I mean, you are not the best grappler in chat, bro. Damn, that was sick, dude. That was awesome. I literally look, dude. How expensive of a camera is this? That's insane. That's crazy. Yeah, that was great, man. That was a great watch. That was a great watch. Thank you for sharing that with us, man. That was great. It's awesome to see some of you guys fucking putting into practice what we teach around here. Did he win? I don't even need to watch the decision. He fucking 30-27 that guy. Easily. But anyway, we have the tier list to get to today. Now, I wanted to do this tier list a little bit differently. What we're doing here, right, is we're just taking all of these past champions and we're answering one question. Could any of these past champions still become champion in their division? That's it. That's all we're looking at. We're going to take the former champ. We're going to take who is the current champion and just say, can they beat him? Yes, maybe no. That's it. That's all we're looking at. And look, some of these champions I do feel like are at a slight disadvantage because, you know, a lot of these guys way in the past, you know, they didn't cut as much weight as guys do today, so they're probably going to be a little bit smaller. Some of these past champions, though, have won titles in multiple divisions. So, you know, that actually does give them a slightly higher chance. Or we just play Slither IO. What do you guys think would be more entertaining? Slither? Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Yeah, I'm also thinking Slither. Do a poll? Okay, we'll do a poll. And whatever wins, we're going to do. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Where did all these come from? Beautiful bet. Thank you for the 25 HK. Ilia drilling uppercuts in his new vid and says he's going to hit Gaethje with them. He's also drilling leg locks and arm bars. You may have a heavy grappling approach. I would fucking love to see Ilia Toporia fucking try to grapple Gaethje. Because, again, I want to know what's up. I want to know what's up with Ilia's grappling. I know his grappling's good, but, like, you know, I just can't stand certain people in chat whose names will not be named, and a ton of, you know, just MMA fans in general, just assuming that, like, throwing it out there randomly with these fucking potential matchups, going, oh yeah, well, Ilia would just win by submission. Ilia's just, well, he's a fucking world class submission artist, so he's gonna. And it's like, you don't fucking know that. Neither do I. I don't really know that fully. I mean, I know he can't grapple with Charles. We know that for sure. We know that he, you know, is going to really struggle trying to submit Yusuf Zalal on a week's notice. We know that. We know that if he does rock you bad on the feet, he can arm triangle you. We know that. I want to see more. I want to see what's up. And honestly, Gaethje, I feel like his grappling has improved a lot. It's not the same version of Gaethje that fought Khabib. He has been working on his grappling. I'd love to see it. Imagine he fucking leg locks Gaethje. That'd be crazy. But, like, yeah, it makes sense that Ilia's drilling those uppercuts. Anybody who watches 5 seconds of film on Gaethje is going to see him go every 15 seconds when you move forward with punches against him. Like it's just, the shot is too open, man. It's too open. The second you move at Gaethje with punches, he's gonna fucking duck his head like this. Just fucking set that uppercut up. So that makes a lot of sense. Ilia's gonna kill Gaethje, I think. I haven't really thought about the fight super fucking, like, I haven't really tried to break it down. Maybe Gaethje could if he just moves really well and covers up and just tries to throw fucking leg kicks. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he can do something. I don't know, though. I don't know. Oh, Steve, thank you for the $20, man. That's insane. That's just crazy, dude. Everybody say thank you to Steve, please. Such a legend around here. I've been saying this for a while now, but 2025 Darren Elkins is such a hard counter to Ilia. He was basically McGregor on the feet with Showtime kicks. And if Ilia did manage to take him down, his guard game was elite. Fucking Darren Elkins, huh? All right, it looks like Slither.io is going to win. You know what? I'll tell you what. We'll just do both. How about that? We'll do the tier list and then we'll play Slither. But I mean, let me see, chat. Let me see. Let me see what you guys think about this. Who's taking this one, you guys? Because listen, I guess I'm man enough to admit whether I've got something wrong or not. Wow, Darren Elkins is winning. Darren Elkins. Damn, okay. I was not expecting that. I really was not expecting that, but chat is riding with Darren Elkins. Shay, how much to mod me? Meme little 8. It's $20 to mod people. And again, the reason the price point is there is because legitimately Meme little 8, you will have a responsibility. You have to safeguard the chat. But that's the price. Damn, people are really, I mean, fucking, did I miss something about Darren Elkins? Where's he at in his career these days? I mean, man, just look at that face, bro. 29-12. That's a solid record. The dude's got experience. He lost to Julian Erosa by punches. He got knocked out round 1 by Cub Swanson. I'll tell you what, Steve. All right, man. I'll go back and watch some film. We'll see. All flukes? Okay, fair enough. You might have gotten me on the fucking Darren Elkins hype train, I guess. Oh, Tom Possess, thank you for the $5. How much more knockouts would Michael Morales get if he tightened up his striking fundamentals? Call me crazy, but I think he has knockout power like Prates. Oh, he sure fucking does. Yeah, Morales has a shit ton of power. Morales is like a fucking horse, and I would know. Like, dude, everything about Michael Morales is like a horse. You know, he's got that size. He's got that power. He's got that strength. He's got that, you know, I don't know if I would say, like, speed, but, I mean, again, right? Like, I think that'd be a good nickname for him. He'd be the fucking horse. He's got the fucking, like, he's got the giant fucking, he's just got the size of him. And, I mean, I'm talking size everywhere. Because horses are big, man. Horses are big. Like, name an appendage that a horse has that isn't big, you know? And that's Michael Morales. And I would know that. Michael Morales, man, like, he's got to be at least fucking, like, what? Like, what would be, like, his girth? Like, probably, like, 13 inches, I'm guessing, like, around the arm, I'm sure. Like, the bicep, if you measure it around, probably, like, 13 inches. Minimum. He's probably like, I would bet you Michael Morales legitimately, he's got to be at least 10 inches long, at least. When you're judging just like his forearm length on each arm, I'm guessing like 10 inches probably. Morales too, I mean, but I think the difference is, though, with him and most other guys in the divisions is he's probably thick. He's probably thick. Very, very thick, I think. Like his neck in particular is probably super fucking thick. You know? But yeah. What was your question again? Oh, yeah, if he tightened up his punching mechanics. Yeah. That's the thing, dude. I do not want to see Morales fight Islam right now. I still think it's an interesting fight, but Morales is too green. He's only 26 years old. Like, dude, and I'm telling you, man, I saw some grappling footage. He's way too much of a fish out of water off of his back. He doesn't have great skills off of his back. His punching mechanics aren't great, though. In general, the thing I like about Morales is he doesn't blitz super recklessly much. He stays behind his jab. He waits for you to come in. He can catch you coming in, which, again, that's the one aspect of Islam's game we haven't seen him do very well. But, so I think he can catch Islam. But in general, though, I think he has a lot to improve. I think his grappling can get a lot better. Generally, when guys try to take him down, he's such a freak athletically that he just fucking pops back up and starts fighting the hands immediately because he's so big. But sometimes he punches a little wide. It's not quite as bad as Carlos Ulberg. Ulberg has worse punching mechanics, but the difference is that Ulberg has better footwork. Morales doesn't have much footwork. So yeah, I think he has a lot to improve. I'll tell you what, he's not as good as Darren Elkins. Right, Steve? Let me see. Did I miss another dono? Let me see. I think I missed one from Colt Killer Gaming. Oh, can you add TJ Dillashaw and Stipe? Sure. Sure, TJ's an interesting one to look at in his prime. There you go, buddy. There you go. Stipe was already here. Slotica, thank you for the $2. Please just do the tier list. We'll do the tier list, guys. Jesus, dude. Fucking Slotica's dopamine receptors are fried, bro. I'm sorry there's no goddamn Subway Surfers playing underneath the stream, man. That you have to just sit here and fucking listen to us, man. I'm sorry. Sminkle Binkle, thank you for the 10 months of being a member. Just got off work and tapped in. Thoughts on Brady versus Buckley and Chimaev versus Strickland? Look, Sminkle Binkle. In terms of both of those matchups, let's just say Donlo right now is hard at work on our newest video. And let's just say both of those topics are going to be touched on. Again, I'm really excited. This video might be out tomorrow. I will reveal to you guys what the thumbnail is going to be. I really think this is going to be the magnum opus of MMA Shay content. So, Sminkle Binkle, I'm telling you, man, just be on the lookout, bro, because both of your questions there might be answered here soon when this video drops. I'm super, super excited for it. It's kind of like a documentary-style video. It's going to be about 2.5 hours long, I think. So, I'm very, very excited for this. But, I mean, to give you like a general synopsis on Brady versus Buckley and Chimaev versus Strickland, I mean, I'll tell you what. I think Chimaev, minimum the first 2 rounds, Chimaev's going to be completely in control of Strickland in the grappling. But I really think rounds 3, 4, and 5 are going to be fucking interesting. If my synopsis on Sean Strickland's grappling skills are correct, which I don't know if they're correct yet because I haven't made a full video looking at his grappling skills yet. Brady versus Buckley. Buckley, I feel like should knock him out. But I have been shocked at how bad Buckley's grappling has been in the past. I've been shocked by it. Brady's not the strongest, most explosive wrestler. So I feel like we'll know after round 1 whether or not Buckley's going to win this fight. But in fairness, I guess Brady is a more technical boxer in the pocket than Usman is, in fairness. Listen, Brady's the more skillful technical guy, but Brady just sometimes, like, his striking defense is awful. Sometimes he fucking just doesn't set up his takedowns well enough. So I don't know. But I think he is the better guy overall. Gleeglog Schlock, thank you for the $2. Please delay the tier list even more. Fuck this chat. You got it, Gleeglog Schlock. I'll do anything for $2. Is that right, Meme Big 8? I mean, I saw some footage of Buckley and Usman wrestling a bit recently, and it looked like Usman was still taking him down and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it really does come down to Buckley has the way better attributes. He has way better. You know what? I think Buckley's the better striker. For sure. Maybe Buckley will win, actually, then. Maybe Buckley will win. Off the top of my head, I don't have a great, like, stylistical breakdown apart from just, like, what I recall from each of them in the past. But, yeah, maybe. If Buckley's takedown defense and just his ability... The thing is, though, if Brady does get him down once, he's going to be so much harder to stand up against than fucking Usman was. And he couldn't stand up against Usman for shit. At all. Meme Begate, thank you for the $5. Can you remove Silva from the tier list? I don't want to be rage baited. Also, when are you planning on doing that stream me and Diego Lopez mullet paid for? Yeah, very soon. Very soon, Meme Big 8. Very, very soon. The only thing is, though, Meme Big 8, is that adding somebody to the tier list is very different than removing somebody. I can't. There is no physical way for me to remove him. The only way I can remove him is by re-logging the entire fucking stream, or the entire tier list, then re-adding all these people, and then just leaving him off. So, if you really want to make that happen, it's going to cost you an extra $5. Tyron McGregor, thank you for the $2. Hello and good morning, Shay. Good morning to you too, Tyron McGregor. I really love you. I love you a lot. Keith Pearson, thank you for the $5. Add an Anne Frank tier above yes. All right. Oops. Oh, Slotica, thank you for the $5. I meant no Slither, just do the tier list. Keep talking, Shay. Oh, okay. So you're paying for me not to play Slither IO. Okay. Well, in that case, I guess after we'll just do Die PO or whatever. You guys were telling me that's the better IO game than Slither. So it was Mop IO or Die PO or whatever. We'll just play that one instead since Slotica paid for us not to do that one. Hold on, I did miss someone's dono, didn't I? Thank you for the 200Y. I can't see him. Imagine how hard and giant Poeton's hog gets. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What makes you think that that's a good thing to bring up around here, bro? Like, dude, just cut her off with the gay shit, man. Not around here, dude. We don't do that kind of stuff around here, man. DD_E.X. Thank you for 4 months of being a member. Is Shay the Agario equivalent to Gilbert Burns? You literally can't say that because I won. I was first place last time. I was first place for like 9 minutes. You guys were there. By the way, my Agario stream was amazing, by the way. I got to first place for like 11 minutes. I was the number one guy. I was the number one guy. Gilbert Burns was never the number one guy. I proved my legacy, man, on Agario. I proved it. Gilbert Burns never proved it like I proved it, bro. Kevin Miller, 1998. Thank you for the $2. Shirt on, Kevin. Kevin, I'm sorry, man. The days of me putting my shirt on and off for $2, we don't exist in that world anymore, Kev. We don't. I'm much more successful than I used to be. Listen, I'm not gonna change my clothing for any of you. I'm not getting out of bed for at least $5. It just ain't happening. If you really want to put a shirt on, I'll do it for another 3, man. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not broke anymore, bro. I'm not broke anymore. I don't just dance at any tune the Jester makes anymore. You know? I mean, what can I say? All right, are you guys ready to get started on this tier list? Who's ready? Who's ready? Gleeglog Shock, thank you for the $5. Do a funny little dance, monkey. Oh, I set myself up for that one. All right, Gleeglog Shock, fine. I'll hit my best move for you guys. Unfortunately, this move is a lot of footwork. It's a lot of footwork, and unfortunately, the camera is just not set up for you guys to see that. But this is my main move at the club, right here. And I know I'm sorry you're not really seeing what's going on under the table. If you were, you'd like it a lot. But this is my main move. And I'm telling you, man, as soon as I bust this out, like the women just start orbiting, man. All the girls just start orbiting you. All right. Let's get started with Khabib Nurmagomedov. All right, chat. Let me hear what you guys think, and then I'll tell you. Khabib Nurmagomedov, again, the way we're training, giving never been with a woman vibes. Okay, fine. Noted. What we're looking at in particular, if Khabib returned to the 155-pound division today, could he beat Ilia Toporia? Ilia by sub. Could he beat Ilia Toporia? Guys, I might disappoint you about this one. But I have one damning piece of evidence for you guys. He bled, man. Remember this sparring session where him and that guy bumped heads and he started bleeding? Has Khabib literally ever bled? He's never bled. Blood has never left the face of Ilia Topuria ever. Ever. I mean, okay, listen, in all seriousness, here's the thing. You know, recently, Donlo and I made a video reacting to a bunch of Justin Gaethje fights. You guys were there. It was like how Justin Gaethje became the least deserving title contender of all time, whatever. We watched him versus Justin Gaethje. And there were a number of people in the comments who, after the fact in stream, were like, yeah, fucking Ilia Topuria literally mauls Khabib. Like, he knocks out Khabib so easily. And the reason why they said this, because obviously Khabib fought terribly in that fight. He was way too reckless. He was way too open. If he did approach a fight against Ilia Topuria like that, he'd get flatlined. Khabib would be flatlined. The thing is, though, man, I actually believe that Khabib just smelled the fear of Gaethje in that fight. Which makes sense because as we learned after the fact, Gaethje was scared. He was terrified of him. And Khabib just broke him with that pressure. But the truth is, against Conor McGregor, who, you know, is somebody who at 55, he didn't really have regardless, right? He was somebody that can really sting you and crack you when you're being reckless. And what did Khabib do? He stayed away from him. He moved around. He was trying to be really safe. Then he dove halfway across the octagon to get in on that shot. So listen, I think that Khabib would approach Ilia Topuria extremely carefully. Extremely carefully. Like, dude, Khabib is not gonna fucking recklessly walk into anything. You know, there used to be this kind of notion that, like, you know, it was funny. I remember kind of going into the Khabib fight. People who were very knowledgeable about mixed martial arts, like not any of the fans, not any of the normies, but like I'm talking like a John Danaher. Like John Danaher was saying that the fight is like the fight is essentially a complete wash in either of each direction. You know, it's either Conor McGregor, who is an expert at managing space and distance, is going to just make Khabib fucking walk into a left hand because Khabib doesn't have the distance management. Or Khabib's going to get a hold of him and, you know, da-da-da-da. That was kind of the notion of a lot of people in the know. But the truth is, after that fight, it's very fair to say that notion is not accurate. The truth is, Khabib, his distance management was actually pretty good. Again, it wasn't very clean. It wasn't very polished. He didn't have great counter striking. His footwork wasn't great. But if there was one thing that Khabib understood, it was that if you were in front of him throwing punches, he needed to be fucking moving away. He needed to be constantly moving and shifting, and he was good at seeing shots coming and rolling with them. And, you know, he's going to try to stay safe against Topuria. And guys, Topuria, I don't think is girthy enough. I don't think he's girthy enough
really at 55. Charles seemed a lot stronger. Charles just ran his ass to the fence and smudged him. Of course, though, Charles very there have been tons of times that Charles has gone for takedowns and ended up on the bottom. He did it against Beneil Dariush. Round 5 against Max Holloway. I mean, guys, listen. Fucking Max Holloway had zero girth to deal with Charles Oliveira. Zero. Yeah, there was still a moment in that fight where Oliveira went for a takedown and ended up on the bottom. I believe it was round 5 against Max Holloway. It just happened to happen round 1 against Topuria as well. And it's because, again, Charles trusts his grappling so much that he really, he commits to these crazy, jumping, diving, clinch takedowns because he doesn't care where he ends up. So with that being said, I just foresee Khabib trying to stay as safe as physically possible against Topuria as he could. Then he's just going to try to get a hold of him. Now, he can't wrestle Topuria out in the open. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But against the fence, he might maul him because I'm afraid that Topuria just doesn't have the girth. But the one thing, though, about fucking Khabib needing to stay away and stay safe and constantly move against Topuria is the fact that Topuria is going to walk you down. He's going to walk you down. And against the fence, he is pretty fucking gnarly. But Khabib is never going to stand still up against the fence. He's always going to move away. But also, Khabib cannot defend a fucking leg kick to save his goddamn life. And Topuria cracks with those calf kicks. I guess I'm just going to have to leave Khabib in the maybe stage. I can't put him in the 100% yes. I think he has a chance. I think he has a solid chance. I wouldn't say a very good chance, though. I wouldn't say a very good chance. I just, I don't know. Ilia's only had one fight at fucking lightweight. If Ilia fucking power double legs Justin Gaethje and fucking slides to his back and chokes him like that, I might drop Khabib into no. But honestly, I just have to leave him there maybe because I see that Khabib, I think he has a good shot against Ilia, but I just wouldn't say a very good shot. There are some unknowns, but Islam will revenge Charles. Thank you for the 15 note. My background is Muay Thai. Any advice on developing elite MMA grappling? Would you train more pure BJJ wrestling and judo or more MMA grappling? I mean, I'll tell you what, Islam will revenge Charles. Dude, you're fucking good. You're really good. We just watched your fight. You're really, really good. You're really solid. The fact that you even ask me for advice on this kind of stuff, I'm just so grateful that I could even fucking that you look at me in that regard, because you have come to the right place. Don't get me wrong. It just warms my heart knowing that you even want my advice in the first place. Thank you. You have to train a lot of pure jiu-jitsu, wrestling, judo. You have to. Obviously, transferring your grappling skills into an MMA context is extremely important. It's an absolute must. But if you stick primarily with MMA grappling, you'll never become elite. You'll never become elite. Look at all the best grapplers in the fucking sport. Charles Oliveira did not develop his grappling because he focused primarily on MMA grappling. That is not how he got so deadly. Fucking even dude, Brian Ortega is not fucking jumping on that guillotine against Volkanovski because he focused primarily on MMA. It just didn't happen. It just did not happen. Islam Makhachev, right? I mean, you know what? Maybe you can call it MMA grappling because Sambo was so close, but I mean, he was doing pure Sambo for a very long time, you need to just dedicate a lot of time to learning the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu, wrestling, judo, and then I mean, listen, again, it could be tough because finding a place like this is hard. But like where I train grappling right now, it's an amazing spot. They have wrestling classes there. Like I take wrestling classes there. They have a ton of MMA fighters. Jean-Paul Lebazani trains there. I've gotten a lot of rounds in with him. They've got multiple professional MMA fighters that train out of this gym. It's so like a lot of times, like we'll be learning like a kind of a pure jiu-jitsu kind of move transition. And the coach will straight up say, he's like, and this position is great for MMA. You can use this position here in MMA. There's, again, if you can find a spot like that, that's beautiful, but it's hard to find. It's hard to find a spot like that. Even if you can, it's fine. Just, spend a lot of time working on the pure skills of grappling. And then once you've really developed a decent level, you want to at least be a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, minimum, skill-wise. And then start transferring that to MMA. Obviously, you're going to need really solid wrestling, judo on top of that. But, that's my advice on the matter. Tyron McGregor, thank you for the $5. I can see Khabib shooting on Ilia against the fence. Ilia is vulnerable when he isn't planted and on the back foot. For sure. Definitely Tyron McGregor. Now, pressuring Ilia Toporia is a pretty fucking scary opposition, though, to say the least. But the thing is, Khabib was fast. He was really, really quick and fast. And let's not forget, like, Bryce Mitchell wasn't, like, literally landing long combinations on Ilia. It's not impossible. It's scary, but it's not impossible. My main thing is just that Khabib is going to have the best game plan he physically could against Topuria. We don't need to sit here and wonder if Khabib is going to be safe against Ilia. He's going to have literally the best game plan he could. And I think he might outgirth him, truthfully. So I can see him getting Topuria into the positions that he wants, Oh, Tyron McGregor, thank you for the $10. That's how Bryce tagged him up, and Khabib could also do that, I think. We're on the same fucking page. I just said that. We're on the same page. I think Khabib could potentially replicate Bryce's plan, but better. Maybe I'm overthinking the Bryce-Ilia fight. Bryce Mitchell is a good grappler. Don't get me wrong. He is a bantamweight, but he's good. He's very, very good. But yeah, they're a little different. Bryce is a little bit more polished with the hands, but Khabib is quicker, faster, bigger. You know what I mean? I completely agree with you, Tyron McGregor. We're on the same wavelength right there, man. I can see it. That's why he's gonna definitely go in the maybe. He's gonna go in the maybe tab. The problem is though, man, like shooting on fucking Ilia is hard. But Bryce did do it. But shooting on him's hard. That's not easy. And Khabib's wrestling out in the open is not phenomenal. It's not bad, but it's not phenomenal. So, again, in general, I do think pressuring Ilia is hard, but I agree with you, man. I think he can replicate some aspects of that, All right, anyway, next. This is perfect because Cain Velasquez, we just watched Cain Velasquez fucking on Friday on stream. We watched him. And the stream got paused briefly off some bullshit. Cain Velasquez, somebody said that maybe Cain Velasquez, I remember someone donated for us to watch his fight, and then they said that Cain Velasquez is a nightmare matchup for Alex Pereira, or they were asking if he was a nightmare matchup for Alex Pereira. We watched him fight. Tom Aspinall destroys him. I think Alex beats him. Cyril is interesting. Because Cyril doesn't have the power. Here's the thing. Cain Velasquez is going to try to pressure the shit out of you. No matter who he's fighting. Cain, that's different than Khabib. Cain is just going to try to pressure you and put on an insane pace. But he leaves himself way too open. Fucking way too open. Pereira has the power, the jab, the leg kicks to stifle him from coming in. Fucking Tom Aspinall as well has the footwork and the power and the speed. Ciryl Gane, though, doesn't really have the power. So maybe that could work on Ciryl Gane. Maybe. But he's just way too... We watched him versus Junior Dos Santos, too. He's just too open. He always fights like Khabib did against Justin Gaethje. But the difference is, though, Khabib was a lot more dangerous when he actually got you on the ground. You know, Velasquez just wants to keep wrestling and grinding you. You know, he doesn't really have the pinning and the submission ability. Either way, no, he doesn't stand the chance. He doesn't. He doesn't at all. All right, let's see. Michael Bisping. Guys, does Michael Bisping beat fucking Khamzat Chimaev at 185? Does Michael Bisping beat fucking Khamzat? I mean, let's think about this. Let's think about this. Guys, Michael Bisping, I'll tell you what, guys, don't forget, Michael Bisping was a cardio merchant. Michael Bisping had insane fucking cardio. He could push a crazy 5-round pace. What if Khamzat gasses out after trying to grapple fuck him the first 2 rounds? Think about it. People forget, man, he knocked out Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold is one of the middleweight champions of all time. Bisping used to fight at 205. And dude, fucking Michael Bisping was nasty with the elbows off of his back. Remember what he did to fucking GSP? He'd push up on his face, and then he'd let go and then make GSP fall forward. He'd make him run into elbows, and he was slicing his face up. But Michael Bisping also was missing an eyeball. That's pretty bad. He is missing a fucking eyeball. Missing, literally nothing I've said yet has been a troll. Nothing. All of that is legitimately some important talking points. But he is missing an eyeball, I guess. Fine, he's missing an eyeball. I guess Khamzat can set up a high kick off that side where his eyeball is gone. Meme Big 8, thank you for the $5. Is this list about if they can beat a current champ or rule the division? Also, you didn't mention how Khabib would do in the top 5. Also, add GSP. I thought GSP was on here. He's not on here. Okay, I'll add him. I mean, listen, Meme Big 8, what does the title say? The title says, can they rule over their divisions? Which means they have to be able to beat the fucking champ. But if you want me to break down them versus the top 5, I'll tell you what. Khabib loses to Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. Those are just bad matchups. He crushes Justin Gaethje still. Who else is in the top 5? He beats Max Holloway. Ooh, Benoit Saint-Denis? I'm going to say he beats Benoit for now. For now, I'll say he beats Benoit. I'll tell you what, though, man. Benoit Saint-Denis is such a more interesting fight for Khabib rather than who he ended up fighting. Like, I'd rather watch Khabib fight BSD over Gaethje and Poirier fucking any day. Literally any day. Can you put 145-pound Topuria about $10 on the dollar? Sure, Juan. Yeah. Sure. So I thought I added GSP. You want a 145-pound Topuria on here? All right, man. I mean, out of all of the ones that's like actually an interesting fight, though, 145-pound Topuria, like, so basically, you want me to answer whether or not Topuria right now at 45 can beat 36-year-old Alexander Volkanovski? Like, that's what you want me to answer? Because, dude, spoiler alert, bro. Yeah, he Anne Franks him, dude. 145-pound fucking Topuria destroys Volkanovski. Volkanovski does not stand a chance right now. I mean, you know, I made a whole video about, though, how I believe the video was titled "The Failed Game Plan of Alexander Volkanovski." I think Volkanovski legitimately could have done a lot better. He needed to just use his volume, push Ilia back, hunt for takedowns. You know what I mean? But I still think he's going to get knocked out at some point. He's just too susceptible. But the top 5, Mosvar, Ilia crushes. Diego Lopez, he knocks out. Lerone, he knocks out. Yair, he grapple fucks. Aljamain Sterling now, hey, man. Aljamain Sterling's got a nasty jab, bro. Does Yair beat, or does Aljo beat fucking Ilia? No, I think Ilia. It's too bad that Ilia didn't want to cut to 45 anymore, because he could have probably been the undisputed featherweight GOAT. He could have cleared out this division. And though Gene Silva could have been an interesting fight for him, but he's clearing out this top 5. All right, next. Let's do Luke Rockhold. Guys, prime Luke Rockhold, man. That's a fucking tough fight for Khamzat Chimaev, bro. I mean, people forget, bro. Luke Rockhold's question mark kick, dude. Luke Rockhold's question mark kick was a serious fucking problem. Could Khamzat deal with that question mark kick? Be honest. Guys, all of the guys at AKA said that Luke Rockhold's grappling was ADCC level. Though, in fairness, I have 2 important pieces of evidence about Luke Rockhold versus Khamzat. And, I mean, I don't know how much this really means, but just hold on. Pat Downey... training with Khamzat. Hold on. Why is it so small? There we go.
The value I provide to Khamzat is a real high-level wrestling look, and at his level and at my level, it's extremely hard to find quality training partners. I like to think I provide some value in there, and it's probably why I'm...
This is Pat Downey, high-level fucking D1 wrestler who also has competed in the highest levels of jiu-jitsu.
Humbling and reassures me that my skills are at the level I've...
And hey, he's scrambling with Khamzat real well. Oh, we got taken down.
I get more value than I probably provide because the Wolf is such high level. It's literally a no-brainer. When the Wolf calls, I answer.
All right. So that's Pat Downey. Now,
gets that single hook back inside. Let's see if he can build some base once more. Double overhooks, trying to elevate Downey. Wow. And he's going to come up on a scramble here in that. It's
closing opportunity for Pat to take position on him here.
Pat's not throwing hooks at Luke Rockhold. I think he's just going to wear his weight on him for a bit, make him carry it for longer, and of course we're going to see how the corner of this match.
I mean, I don't know. What does this tell you guys? You really think Hamzat is escaping Luke's omoplata? Luke Rockhold got he got smudged by Pat Downey. He just got smudged.
Downey looking to progress on top here, and he might be moving to mount. Tough to see what's happening with that.
He's cleared the knees. He needs to
There also is that grappling match where Luke Rockhold and fucking Hamzat grappled together. And Hamzat did kind of fuck him up. But hey, there is a chance again that Hamzat goes for broke against him and tries to finish him those first couple of rounds, and Luke Rockhold survives. Then rounds 3, 4, and 5 he wins. But also the truth is Luke Rockhold's cardio wasn't ever that amazing. Okay, he gets destroyed by Hamzat. Mixed Martial Mike, thank you for the 7 months of being a member. How does Gene Silva and Toporia play out at lightweight? God, man, these such loaded questions, man. These are loaded questions. Toporia beats Gene Silva because Gene Silva's a little bit too stationary. He's a little bit too flat-footed. He's a little bit too low volume, and being too low volume is going to make it really difficult to pressure Ilia, which I think is really crucial to beating him unless you are elite on the back foot. So there you go. Colt Killer, thank you for the $7 Canadian. Can you add Mike Mallet and 135-pound Aljamain? I mean, yeah, I mean, sure, but like, what? You understand what we're doing here today, right? Like, what? How do I add Mike Mallet to this? That doesn't make any sense. Mike Mallet on the tier list of can any former champ still rule their division? What, was Mike Mallet champion of some low-level organization at some point? I mean, Bantamweight Aljo is interesting. We can talk about that. But I really don't know how to fucking talk about Mike Mallet here. Mike Mallet is a former champ outside of the UFC. Okay. I guess I can't argue with science. Oh, Tyron Woodley, thank you for the $5. Am I crazy for thinking Paulo beats Hamzat? I always thought he had the style and physicality to do it. Don't let Aaron T hear you say that. Dude, I kind of thought Paulo Costa, they were matched up to fight way back in the day, and I thought that Paulo was going to beat him. Dude, Paulo's grappling is fucking good, man. Paulo Costa had some of the most athletic takedown defense I've ever seen against fucking Yoel Romero, man. And on top of that, Paulo is just like a bigger, stronger version of Gilbert Burns on the feet with way better kicks. I don't know, man. I think Paulo might get it done. Now, obviously, they're not going to fight. I think Paulo actually has a shot to get it done. I really, really think so. Dude, fucking, I think about it, man. If you're going to war with Gilbert Burns on the feet, how are you going to deal with Paulo's girth? And Paulo's takedown defense is so aesthetic, man. Honestly, Tyron McGregor, I'm right there with you, dude. Now, again, all I need to see from Hamzat to be sure that that fight wouldn't... the only thing I need to see from Hamzat is him being able to grapple fuck guys for 5 rounds straight. More. Because I know he did it against DDP, but he just kept fucking getting DDP just didn't have the defensive ability to make Khamzat work. I did make the breakdown way back in the day. This was a legendary thumbnail I remember having. Hey, 2 years ago. Dude, this was it right here, man. This was it. But again, if I see Khamzat have like if Khamzat can like if Khamzat just gets like if I see that he can grapple fuck hard and like actually scramble and transition with guys for at least 4 rounds, all of a sudden I don't think he stands a chance anymore. But I'm telling you guys, I think Paulo's got a shot. MMA Hole name to us. Can you add me to the tier list, gang? Not for $2. Not for $2. It's gonna cost you at least 3 to add people to the tier list. All right, next. Let's just get Stipe Miocic out of the way. Don't let the weasel hear this. But like, no. Stipe Miocic, again, he gets a lot of glaze from people in the past. And I think he was a great fighter for, way back in the day. But Stipe Miocic, man, again, fighter from a different era. He's a pure wrestle boxer. Wrestle boxers don't cut it anymore. Tom Aspinall is bigger. Like, he's literally a larger man. He has way more power, way better footwork. He's been doing jiu-jitsu since he was 8 years old. I don't know. Maybe the straight up wrestling back and forth is a somewhat interesting question, but I think Tom crushes him everywhere. Cyril Gane. Dude, Stipe Miocic can't defend a kick to save his goddamn life, bro. He can't. We saw Jon Jones just teeping the shit out of Stipe's guts. And I know Stipe was old and full of mold. I know he was. But I'm telling you, even if you're old, I should still see some fundamentals. I should still see you slide your stomach back and swipe away at these teeps. But he had no ability to at all. Cyril Gane's just going to teep and jab Stipe to death, and his footwork is so much better. Alex Pereira calf kicks the shit out of Stipe, then just leave. I'm telling you, it just the skill set Stipe had worked really well for 15 years ago. It doesn't work well today. It just doesn't. So he doesn't stand a chance. Groom Sherman, 100 rupees. Cardio is vague like Chin. It depends on fighting at pace you're used to imposing your style. Even Marab tired versus Jan rematch when Jan imposed his style. Yeah, for sure, Grim Sharma. And I always said that, man. Like, I remember saying, like, I don't know. I remember saying something. I think I was talking about Khamzat in a video. And I was saying, I'm like, look, man, you physically cannot sprint for 5 rounds straight. You literally can't do that. Then people in the comments would be like, oh yeah, well fucking look at Marab. I'm like, he's not sprinting. Marab does not sprint for 5 rounds straight. His pace is crazy, don't get me wrong, but he cannot sprint that hard. He did get tired against Petr Yan because that's literally just how human anatomy works. But again, that's the thing about Khamzat is, man, and I'm telling you, just wait until me and Donlo's video comes out about Khamzat, because we're going to look at a lot of good stuff about that. But Khamzat wanted to take DDP's back. He wanted to get both of his hooks in. He wanted to start fighting for the chokes, but DDP just kept preventing the back take, and then he would stay on his knees. So what we got was Khamzat just holding on to him from the body lock and not doing anything, And of course that's not going to gas you out. But, man, if you can just keep making Khamzat work, I think Khamzat's going to really try to finish you. And I think that's where it's interesting because I don't think Khamzat can keep that up. We've seen him in the past be unable to keep that up against Kamaru Usman. God damn it, MMA Hole. Thank you for the $5. We made it on the tier list. Shout out my mom. Whoa. Connor Sinan. I don't know who you are, but you have a check mark next to your name. Damn. You've got a decent fucking YouTube channel, don't you? You certainly do. Damn. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Heavyweight's about to have a resurgence. Mark my words. Bigger dudes who are athletic are realizing they can dominate MMA. Well, fucking dude, Josh Hokett ain't even like that big of a dude. He's not even that big. He's 230 pounds. Josh Hokett could make light heavyweight like that. Josh Hokett fucking wrestled Bo Nickel at 185 pounds. Like, he's just realizing because he's athletic, he's so much quicker and faster than all these heavyweights. But, I mean, for sure. For sure. If a bunch of, like, NFL prospects, instead of going to the NFL or playing college fucking football, decided to go into MMA, yeah, we'd fucking... Dude, that would be a serious problem. God damn it. Okay, how do I need to fucking add MMA Hole to this tier list. That's... Give me your check mark, bro. Well, this is the only way I know how to do this.
Check mark, bro.
Where's chat?
This is the only way I know how to do this.
There it is.
Where's chat?
God damn it.
God damn it.
All right. Tyron Woodley, thank you for the $2. If Hokett beats Tom, is Bo the lineal heavyweight champion? You know what? Yeah. I mean, I think you literally cannot argue otherwise. For sure. Bo Nickel is literally the greatest fucking heavyweight of all time. Lucas Tracy used to make fitness content and everyone thought he died, and we realized he started talking about MMA. I didn't know that. He made fucking content about fitness? Did he have a different channel? I literally didn't know that. That's the first time hearing that. I mean, I could have assumed he made fitness content because, he used to fucking bodybuild. But I did not know he had, like, actual videos out about that. That's crazy. Ugh. All right, next. Listen, guys, I am anticipating some pushback on this. But, guys, prime T Wood, bro. Prime T Wood. Does prime T Wood give Islam Makhachev some problems? I mean, come on, guys. Let's be honest here. Yeah, I knew that, the unknown guy. I knew that. Guys, T Wood had phenomenal wrestling defense. He had dynamite in his right hand. He fucking took Stephen Thompson to like 2 razor close decisions. One was a draw and one was a split decision. Falling in and out of love, in and out of love with you. Falling in and out of love, in and out of love with you. Dude, he's fucking... Dude, people forget, man. T Wood was not bad, man. Being a jacked wrestler is no longer meta. Yeah, but dude, T Wood Darce choked Darren Till, bro. He Darce choked he literally Darce choked Darren fucking Till. All right, chat clearly is still not fucking Chat is not fucking convinced yet, and I know what will convince you guys. You guys just all wait. Because I've got some footage of T-Wood that I think is going to really change all your guys' minds.
Do you think Bo Nickel or Ikram, who actually did it before, could keep the fight standing against Khamzat RN? Also add healthy Pantoja.
And you reneging too while you at it. Yeah, I've been at this house party, my dog. I had to bust out for sure. Hey,
Making my money after the Raptors get their ass.
I'm finna show you how to do it. Y'all weak. Damn near. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Yeah. It's got the Cali vibe to it, roll a fat one up, drop the top, get the bag and run it up. Cruise to the palm trees, live your life. Let's get it. Yeah, St. Louis home, but we roam on the west. Start to Cali good, let it burn in your chest. It's in the bag, nigga, burn through your vest. In the Mexican house, let it burn through your flesh. Don't play, grab a pack of raws and we burn in the KK. Finna fuck a bra, know she nuttier than paydays. And she looking for a payday, hey. Yo, it's Mr. 3-1 biscuit. Got these niggas confused, puzzled, their head spinning. Middle flicking these motherfuckers, they all fidget. Broke niggas got problem, yo, but I fix it. The Coopers give me the cat and the cranium. Black Pat hit from the back with the vibranium. I'm cold, but burns on the beat. Flow so dope, spit burn in my teeth. All we want is money in the love.
All right, so with that being said, I'm going to say very good chance. I'm going to say very, very good chance he beats Islam. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. But fucking, man, he barely beat Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in the rematch. Barely. All right, fine. I don't really think he stands a chance. He's only 5'9". Islam has really good footwork. He can land off the back foot. He's got good kicks. Listen, Prime Woodley is an interesting fight. Don't get me wrong. It's a very interesting fight because his takedown defense was legitimately very, very good. You know, he had power, but overall, like there are certain things that I think Islam struggles with, and I just don't think that Woodley is the kind of person to instill that. I need you to be tall, rangy, good footwork, insanely well-rounded. Woodley wasn't that. He was just a short wrestler with a really strong, powerful overhand with good takedown defense. The takedown defense alone, I'd be interested to see how that would end up looking, but like, yeah, I think Islam just stays away from him, moves, lands kicks, you know. Tyron Woodley, thank you for the $5. Hot take, I think Connor's movement and counters are a bad style matchup for Ilia. That ain't a hot take, bro. Not around here. It's not a hot take. That's not a hot take, Tyron McGregor. And speaking of, bro, I mean, fuck it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Yeah, Conor McGregor, I'm giving him the Anne Frank treatment over Prime McGregor versus Ilia right now, and even down at 45, Volkanovski. He beats both of them, man. He beats both of them. Stylistically, I mean, Conor's entire game is head movement, counters on the back foot. He had an insane amount of power. He was a sniper. I mean, the dude fucking slip uppercut countered fucking Floyd Mayweather. Down at 45, he beats Ilia. Now, Conor was never the same up at 55. That's a fact. His power was not the same. You know, his skill set was more or less the same. But he couldn't sting guys the same way up at 55. The thing is, though, Ilia Topuria hasn't, like... He said himself he hasn't put on any extra like lean muscle mass going up to 55. He's kind of the same weight. I mean, he's gonna carry some more weight on him. I mean, don't get me wrong, but like lean body weight, he's kind of the same. And again, that's Conor's, and I've always said the one featherweight that just stylistically is a really tough fight for Conor is Max Holloway, stylistically, down at 45. But Volkanovski, way too chinny. Way too chinny. Ilia Toporia, I mean, it's an interesting fight, but the thing is, right, Ilia's game is very linear. Right? He has the boxing, he has the calf kicks. Well, Conor's a southpaw. There's no calf kick for him. He has to rely on boxing. Conor McGregor's taller, way rangier, fucking 74-inch reach. His entire game is fucking distance management, uppercut, hooks, fucking catching you coming in. You know? That's his entire game. Especially down at 145, Conor was fucking huge. He was really, really big. Also, as you can note when we made that hour-long breakdown about fucking Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira, fucking the one weapon that's great against Ilia is teeps right down the middle. Max Holloway landed so many teeps on Ilia. Conor had amazing teeps. Conor, yeah, Ilia, that's a tough fight for Ilia. Prime Conor's a tough fight. And even, so up at 55, he beats Ilia, and then Volkanovski, same thing. He beats Volkanovski, probably even easier. Volkanovski, way less dangerous on the feet. Way too susceptible when it comes to throwing punches in the pocket. Like, dude, if fucking Diego Lopez can drop you badly with some of the worst punching mechanics I've ever seen, what the fuck is Conor going to do to you? The thing is, though, man, again, somebody in chat, LEC in particular, I'm glad he's not here, is going to go, no, Ilia would win by submission. And again, I don't even think I need to even address that. I've already addressed that enough. If you're saying that, I just can't respect it. But yeah. Meme Big 8, thank you for the $5. Do you think Bo Nickel or Ikram Alaskarov could keep the fight standing against Khamzat right now? Also add healthy Pantoja. Okay, we can add healthy Pantoja. Do I think Bo Nickel or Ikram Alaskarov can keep the fight standing against Khamzat? Man, I'd love to see Khamzat and Bo Nickel have a wrestling match. I'd love to see that. I used to think that Bo crushes Khamzat in a wrestling match. I'm not so sure anymore. I mean, Bo would beat Khamzat in a folk-style match, but freestyle, I actually think Khamzat might beat him. Khamzat's more athletic. He has a better shot. Khamzat's fucking coach is Adam Sayatev, who's a goddamn legend. We just watched fucking Khamzat out-scramble fucking Pat Downey a second ago. Pat Downey's really good and he's huge. Pat Downey's like a heavyweight. Well, not like a heavyweight MMA standards, but like for grappling, he's a heavyweight. I mean, Ikram Alaskarov, I mean, look, do I think that he could? Yeah. But you got to think of like, you got to like imagine like pure, like, the thing is, right, like if Khamzat opens up the fight against Bo Nickel and just immediately fucking uppercut jumps into the double leg like he did against Whitaker, how does that look? I kind of feel like Khamzat might need to set up his takedowns a little bit better. But the problem is Khamzat's takedowns are not reactive. He just shoots. Maybe Bo Nickel can keep the fight standing against Khamzat, but the problem is Khamzat's a better striker. Khamzat's a way snappier, quicker. He's a better striker than Bo. But yeah, maybe Bo can. I think Khamzat can take Bo down, but I would just need to see him set up the takedown a little bit better than just fucking at the very start of the fight just fucking sprint and shoot halfway across the octagon. I don't know if that cuts it. Can Ikram Aliskerov do it? Dude, Khamzat was fighting Ikram Aliskerov with fucking shin pads on. I don't know exactly what that means other than that it was a long-ass time ago. Ikram's a very good grappler. Yeah, but I think Khamzat would eventually take down Ikram. Ikram doesn't have the wrestling skills that Bo Nickel does. He's got those sambo skills though. I think there are exchanges where Ikram could, yes, but I wouldn't bet on that the whole fight. But it's a good question. MMA holdings, we got text to speech. My Nick Cruz. We did have text-to-speech, but not anymore when I switched to this scene. Or when I switched to this version right here. XX Turner Boy, I think it was just Woodley beat anyone in the top 10 at welterweight in his prime. JDM? No. Ian Gary, no. Morales, no. Bilal Muhammad? You know what? Maybe. He might be a tough fight for Bilal. Because Woodley's takedown defense was really, really good. And he might be able to keep Bilal from pressuring him. With the fucking overhands. Bilal, maybe. Prates, no. Brady, maybe. Usman, no. Leon, no. Buckley, no. I don't know enough about Gabriel Bonfim. The problem is, man, Woodley's offensive wrestling wasn't really there enough. Woodley wouldn't shoot a lot on guys. He would, but not enough. That's my problem with him versus Leon, him versus Buckley, him versus Gary, or any of these guys. Like, I need you to shoot more. The fuck? Here, what the hell? MMA holding stars. I'm just gonna let that. I'm gonna see how many likes that accrues. Good work. All right, next. All right, Aljamain Sterling. Unfortunately, Aljamain Sterling has a tough ask having to fight Petr Yan because Petr Yan has become more girthy. Petr Yan has added a tremendous amount of girth to his game. Aljo has to cut a lot of weight to make 35 men. I mean, Aljo and Petr Yan had a razor close fight pre-girth. But Aljo would now have to fight Petr Yan right now. Petr Yan's bigger, he's girthier, he's stronger. He's going to make it harder for Aljo to get in on takedowns. I don't know, guys. I mean, if you're going to have a razor-close win over pre-girth Petr, how could I say that you have an actual chance to beat post-girth Petr? I don't know. Aljo can still take his back, but let's remember the reason why he kept getting to Petr's back so easily before was, I mean, obviously it is just fucking hard to not let Aljo get your back when he takes you down, for sure. But Piotr kept trying to fight and stand back up and scramble off those takedown attempts when he should have just taken guard and tried to safely work his way up. I think he game planned better. I think he's bigger and stronger. I'm going to say no. I don't give Aljo a good shot. And in fact, I actually think, believe it or not, Aljo's better at 45, which is crazy to say. But that fight against Mosvar showed that to me. Big Rukus, thank you for the 10 pounds. How would you tweak Dominick Cruz's style to be less susceptible to leg kicks while retaining his elite movement and the ability to take angles laterally? It's a good question. The biggest problem with Dominick Cruz's style in terms of the leg kicks is that, and I saw this when I was rewatching his fight against TJ Dillashaw, is that, TJ landed some monster leg kicks on him, and then Dom got really worried about the leg kicks, and then what you would see is, TJ would then step into range, right? He'd throw something 1, 2, and then Cruz would back straight up, and then he would feint the leg kick, and then you would see Cruz would bring the leg up to check perfectly. So Cruz was capable of checking. The problem is, though, he lost that ability to check whenever you made him circle out. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. That was a big part of Cruz's game, was that when you threw certain kind of shots, he would look to big head movement this way and then slide away out of range. It was those moments where he would do these big slide and try to circle. That's where the leg kicks were always there. But if you just backed him up in a straight line, he can see the leg kicks coming. So to answer your question, that's hard. You'd have to change a lot of stuff fundamentally about how he fought to make him not as susceptible. You'd have to change a lot, man. I mean, the only simple thing I could think of is just less lateral movement, which is scary, but less lateral movement. Try to use your head movement while backing up straighter more. Because, again, it's when you have to do these big lateral movements is where his feet are constantly like this. You know what I mean? You can't move laterally and still bring your leg up to check, So, I mean, I'm telling you, go back and watch the fight against TJ. You're going to see that. When he was moving back in a straight line, he was way more ready to check leg kicks. So I think we would just need more of that, But the thing is, that's just adjusting his style. The easy answer is just completely overhaul his style completely. But to just adjust what he already does, that's the big one, I think. That's a great question, though, Rufus. It's a good question. All right, next. Mike Mallet. Yeah, Mike Mallet for sure. Mike Mallet, he fits into the Anne Frank category here perfectly. Perfectly. Because, Mike Mallet used to be champion of his older MMA organization that he came from. I believe it was Eternal. What was it? What MMA organization does he come from? Someone told me in chat. I would imagine if he right now went back to fighting in that promotion, he would still crush everybody because, he's a UFC fighter now. Yeah, ex-FFC. Yeah. If he went back to ex-FFC right now, yeah, he crushes all those guys. He's a fucking UFC fighter in his prime. Those guys are all lower level guys right now. All right. Next. Pantoja. Right now. Healthy Pantoja versus Joshua Van right now. Steamrolls. No question. Steamrolls. Joshua Van, so cringe. I can't stand Joshua Van. I think he's awful. I think he's a terrible person. I think I think his personality is super awful. Bland. There's nothing redeeming about him. I'm just not a fan of Joshua Van. I'm not a fan. At all. You guys know I think he's super fucking cringe. I hate him. Not a fan. I think he's ugly. A lot of people ask me why I feel that way. I would answer for the right price. He's not the GOAT. He's terrible. I hate Joshua Van. Van is undersized at 125, but he does have really strong hips. He sprawls well. But, dude, Mighty Mouse was also small for 125. Frankly, Mighty Mouse is a little bit smaller. But, yeah, Joshua Van, man, I can't get behind the guy. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I don't think he's that fun to watch. I'll tell you what, he's fun to watch when he's getting knocked out by Charles Johnson. That's when he's fun to watch for me, at least. Joshua Van, it's just everything that he stands for, man. It's everything that he stands for. I'm not... Okay, you guys, okay, fine. You want to know what it is? You know why I don't like Joshua Van? You know why? I'll tell you why I don't like Joshua Van. I would be the biggest Joshua Van fan in the world if immediately after fucking Pantoja snapped his arm off off that fluke injury, if Joshua Van then got on the mic and went, "Do you see me now? Do you see me now? Pound for pound what? Headshot dead." I would have loved it. I would have thought that was the funniest thing in the fucking world. If he would have gotten on the fucking mic and went, "I want to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The champ does what the fuck he wants." I would have loved it. I would have thought it was so funny. Okay, here's the thing. But I also would have respected if Joshua Van was like, "You know what? That wasn't a real win. You know, he got a fluke injury. We need to run this back. I'm not satisfied being champ this way." You gotta either be one or the other. You can't be half in, half out. That's what made me hate Joshua Van. Because Joshua Van straight up was like, "Yeah, I don't really want to win the belt that way, but like, fuck yeah, I won." And I'm just like, dude, fuck. That's what I really hated. That's what I really hated. He halvesied. He went half in, half out. He was celebrating like he won, but then was still like, I didn't really want to win that way, but I'm still super. You know what I mean? That's just, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. He should have had a Chael Sonnen-esque fucking mic performance. Arm snapped. You know what I mean? Exactly. You get it, Easy E47. You get it. You get it. That's what it needed to be. If he would have done that, I think I would have found it hilarious. I would have respected him. If he just quoted like every single famous fucking UFC fighter winning all those famous moments, I would have fucking loved it. If he got on the mic and was like, "I told you he didn't deserve to be in here with me. He fucking doesn't stand a chance." I would have loved it. But no, I hate him. I hate him. I really hate him. He's super, super cringe. And yeah, he doesn't stand a chance against Pantoja. I think he probably beats Tyra, but I mean, we'll see. I haven't really thought about that fight critically yet. But maybe Tyra wins. I don't know. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. Steve, thank you for the show. Shay's grandfather fought in Nam. No, that actually didn't happen. That actually did not happen. I wish. Yes, see, MMA Hole fucking gets it. MMA Hole gets it, dude. MMA Hole is speaking my language. If Van fucking pulled out a Pokeball and threw it at Pantoja, that would have been so funny. Again, it's not only that. Again, I would have respected if he was either all the way in or all the way out. I would have also really respected if he was like, "Yeah, that wasn't, a fluke injury happened. I'm not the real you know what I mean? I'm not happy that I won the belt this way. We need to run it back." I would have respected that all the same. All the same. But instead, he decided to he decided to halvesy it, and I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hate Joshua Van. He's awful. All right, next. Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier. I mean, it depends. At heavyweight, no. At heavyweight, he gets crushed. Honestly, at light heavyweight, does he have a chance against Olberg? Maybe. He might have a chance against Olberg. I mean, obviously, Daniel Cormier has a lot of huge problems with his game. But the one thing about Olberg is Olberg doesn't attack the body super well from my recollection. And Olberg, because he uses so much, like Olberg can be pressured a lot. Like Olberg can be pressured. Guys like Volkan Ozdemir would walk Olberg down. And that's huge. The reason why Daniel Cormier had such a close fight against Alexander Gustafsson, even though he lost, was because Gustafsson allowed himself to get pressured. DC is very susceptible to the body because he just fucking waddles at you with his X guard. But DC is going to try to walk Olberg down. And obviously, like early, if he gets to Olberg's hips, he's taking him down. He wouldn't be able to do much with it. But like, again, I need to see somebody that can really attack the body well. Olberg's punching mechanics are terrible. They're really, really bad. Really bad. Olberg has terrible punching mechanics. I don't know. I actually kind of think DC might have a shot. I wouldn't say a very good chance, but I think he fits into the maybe category. Again, it depends. If we're talking about the top five, of light heavyweight, Ankalaev beats him, Pereira beats DC, Yuri beats DC, Blachowicz loses to DC. Khalil's interesting. But Olberg, I haven't seen the specific tools I would need to see from Olberg that can actually, like Olberg doesn't have a ton of power, especially not off the back foot. Obviously, I don't really care who you are. If you're going to get clipped right perfectly at the end of the chin like Yuri did against Olberg, he can knock you out. But Easy E, DC ain't defending that killer check left hook. Yeah, the fucking check left hook that starts behind his body and wings out like a fucking windmill shot. I'm not super worried about shots like that against DC. That's not what I'm worried about. But DC struggles with the fucking liver punches, the teeps, the body kicks. Obviously then setting up the kicks to the head. Maybe Olberg can... I think Olberg could probably set up a decent high kick. Olberg's switch kick is pretty good, from my recollection. Maybe he can. But I don't know. This is a tougher fight to call. Meme Big 8, think of this in dollars. If Tyron gets injured against Van the exact same way Pantoja did, it's revealed that it's a special technique Van uses. Will you stop hating? Also, how does Pantoja do against the top five? Well, Meme Big 8, that fucking analogy you just gave me is antithetical. It's antithetical because Joshua Van said himself during the post-fight interview for the fight against Pantoja that, like, yeah, he didn't want to win the belt that way. It's not a secret technique. It's already not. Like, he straight up was like, again, he did jump on the fence and started celebrating and went like, yeah, I won. And then he went down and was like, oh, I want to thank Jesus and I want to thank God. And then, or something, I don't remember exactly what he said. But then the whoever was interviewing him asked him, like, are you a little disappointed by that win? And then Van was like, yeah, I am. Winning that way is not the best. And I'm just like, it just makes my skin crawl thinking about it, man. Makes my fucking skin crawl. He should have acted like Leon Edwards winning the belt. I would have been dying. He should have been screaming on the mic. He should have pulled out a Pokeball and then rolled it at Pantoja while he was on the ground with his arm. I'd be the biggest Joshua Van fan. Or again, just be honest and say it was kind of bullshit. But instead, he decides to be fucking cringe. But not cringe in the good way. Big Ruckus. What was the other part of your question? Oh, how does Pantoja do against the top 5? He beats Cape's an interesting fight, but I think he takes Cape down. Cape got grapple fucked by the guy fighting on the Netflix card, Mokaev. Mokayev's a cleaner wrestler than Pantoja's, but Pantoja's got that girth, man. But Cape does have that power. That's an interesting one. I can see that. That's gonna have to be very game plan dependent. That one's gonna have to be very game plan dependent. I need to see Pantoja set up his shots well. I need to see Cape. Again, that's one we would need a better breakdown to know exactly what each guy needs to do. But I think Cape could crack him. That's a big problem for Pantoja's guys with a ton of power. We've seen it in the past. Taira he beats. Royval he beats. Horiguchi he destroys. But Cape's got that fucking... He's got that one breast, bro. He's got that one fucking lactating breast. All right, next. Oh, wait, hold on. There was actually another dono there. Wasn't there? Oh, Big Ruckus. Thank you for the €5. Pound for pound, who in the UFC is the best style against significantly larger, stronger, and powerful opponents? Whose style is the best when it comes to fighting guys bigger, stronger, better? Zahabi, Volk, someone like Islam comes to mind, who's just such a technician. You know, who Islam just has so many aspects to his game, but bigger, strong. I mean, to win against anybody who's bigger, stronger, more powerful, but is also very technical is really fucking hard. Strickland, yeah, Strickland's a good shout. Strickland's a good shout. You yourself just have to be very technical, very defensively sound. It would be very helpful if you could mix it up very well and take the fight into different areas. That'd be very, very important. Zahabi's a good one, though, because he is very unathletic, but he's technical. My friend trained with Van, said he's a huge jerk. I mean, that means nothing to me. You know, just don't do what you did, man. Just don't do what you did after you fucking beat Pantoja. Just don't do that again. Yeah, that's an interesting question, though. But I think those are probably the shouts that I would give there. That's what I'd say. Anyway. Mighty Mouse. I think Mighty Mouse has a good chance to beat Joshua Van. I think Mighty Mouse has a good chance. Maybe, I don't know if I'd quite put him in the Anne Frank category. Maybe. I mean, let's see. What? He has way better footwork than Joshua Van. He's a better grappler than Joshua Van. Probably better in the clinch than Van. I'm trying to think, what does Van do better? Van's not that much bigger. He is bigger, though. Van's going to be taller. Van probably is a little bit bigger. I'm trying to picture in my head fucking Mighty Mouse fighting like a really good boxer. You guys have any examples of Mighty Mouse fighting a really strong boxer? Mighty Mouse beat very few really good guys. That's the thing. But again, you can't only look at resume. You have to be able to actually gauge a fighter's skill set for what it is. And Mighty Mouse did have a lot of skills. He was very, very good. Borg, John Dodson, Cejudo, Tim Elliott. Does Rod Tang count? No, Rod Tang does not count as a really good boxer. Rod Tang is not a really good boxer. That's insane. Tang's not terrible, but he has a very different kind of striking style than like a fucking Joshua Van. Rod Tang is not a better boxer than Joshua Van. Death sentence. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, right, what's Mighty Mouse's biggest problem? He was a little too small. He can get smudged sometimes. When Cejudo would finally secure a takedown on him and put him flat on his back, he struggled. Tim Elliott, when he actually got DJ flat on his back, he would struggle. But Van's offensive wrestling, I don't think, is quite there. I sort of foresee Mighty Mouse just on the outside, leg kicking, high kicking. He's going to like step in with jabs and try to separate. I think he has better knees in the clinch by far. I don't think he can take Joshua Van down though. Dude, Joshua Van's hips are fucking good. It really impresses me seeing how good he sprawls on guys. I don't know. I'm going to say very good chance. And also, dude, because Van ain't the guy to crack you with one clean shot and knock you out. You know, he's just not. Joshua Van is more of a volume guy. If he had more power, I'd say maybe I'd drop him down to maybe. But again, I think Mighty Mouse just has the more diverse skill set by a large margin. Time we're getting for the $5. Again, I'm not landing 15 ground and pound shots, then cheering and running after he snapped his leg will always be funny to me. I'm sorry. Yeah, that one I don't really remember as well. I mean, I do remember it, but it just wasn't as big of a fight. But yeah, because he was really struggling in that fight. He really struggled securing any takedowns on Fiziev. He was getting walked down. Like, he wasn't doing that well. And then Fiziev's knee blows out all on its own. And he literally starts running around. Yeah, I guess. I guess. I wouldn't necessarily compare it to Joshua Van. I just think Joshua Van should have... It would have been so funny if he cut, like, a real promo there. I thought that would have been funny. MMA holding for the $2. Let's rank Taco Maxer next. Who the fuck is that? Who's Taco Maxer? I literally don't know who that is. Talk about Henry Cejudo? Oh, Gastelum? There's no Gastelum on here. Let's talk about Anderson Silva. Guys, does Anderson Silva beat Khamzat Chimaev? Does he beat Khamzat Chimaev? People forget, man. He triangled Chael off of his back. He triangled Chael off of his back, you guys. Silva DDP is a much better fight. I still think DDP crushes Silva, but that's a much, much, much more interesting fight. That's one that DDP would need to be very careful on the feet with. Yeah, I mean, the problem is, man, Anderson Silva literally just like wouldn't use defense. He just straight up would not use any defense. He would let guys kick him in the legs. He would let guys jab him up so he could be all like, so he can smile at you and laugh at you for hitting him. Silva's striking was truly fucking special, though. It was. People forget how fucking sharp and how fast he was. Like, it's a little stunning going back and watching him fight like a Forrest Griffin-esque guy. But again, he just fought during such a different era. He theoretically catch Khamzat? Yeah, but Khamzat's just going to shoot halfway across the octagon, and then Silva's going to just take close guard. And Silva wouldn't be able to sub him off of his back. And I think Khamzat would just fucking lay on him for 5 rounds. Now, if we're judging the top 5, Dricus beats him. Dude, Strickland versus Silva is interesting. Strickland-Silva is interesting. I actually think Silva might win that fight. I think Silva might beat Strickland. Because Silva's such a better boxer than Adesanya was. He's such a better boxer. Meme Big 8, I knew you'd chime in with something. Thank you for the $5. I'll just say this. Silva, willingness to play guard is interesting against Khamzat, and any second they are on the feet, Khamzat is in immense danger. Nostalgia bias. I might agree with Anonymous here on this one, Meme Big 8. Even though Anonymous kind of just fucking yaps a lot, I might agree with him here. Because the thing is, man, like, Strickland, fucking Silva was good off of his back, but he didn't have, like, a super offensive guard outside of, like, I can potentially throw up a sub against you. You know? He doesn't have that, like, Gilbert Burns, knee shield, hammer fist off of his back. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do agree that, like, on the feet, that's scary. I actually think Silva might beat Strickland. I'm not hating Anonymous. I just, like, I occasionally see the things you're saying in chat, and sometimes it's always like, I don't know, you're very all over the place sometimes. You know? No offense. It's in a good way. In a good way, I mean. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Kevin Miller. Silva's guard game, a little antique. Yeah, Khamzat destroys him. All right, next. Henry Cejudo. One thing going back and rewatching Cejudo versus DJ was, it reminded me how Cejudo was just not a fucking bantamweight, bro. Yet he still won. He beat Dominick Cruz and Marlon Moraes. But, dude, he was not a fucking bantamweight. He was not. I mean, he was a lot bigger than DJ in their fight. You just saw it. But he's so short and stubby. But his back muscles were huge against DJ. That karate stance was very interesting. Even though DJ kept kicking the shit out of his leg, he still kept the karate stance all 5 rounds. His wrestling ability was insane. Guys, does Cejudo beat Joshua Van? I need your input on this one. Colt Killer, thank you for the $7 Canadian. What do you think of the UFC taking away the flag from Mallet? I didn't even know they did that. What is up with the UFC and all these stupid-ass arbitrary rules? Why can't a fighter have a flag? Like, why not? What's the problem with that? Can someone actually outline to me why that's a problem? Like, listen, the UFC can be very evil. You know, taking away sponsorships on guys' shorts, that's just evil. But I at least understand why they're doing it. It's because they want all the fighters by the balls, you know? They want to have these guys be extremely financially desperate, right? I understand that. I couldn't give you a good reason why fucking Mike Mallet can't have a Russian flag. I mean a fucking Canadian flag. Flags block the sponsors on the cage. Does it, though? Does it? But I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking of imagine a Russian as a flag. Because the political implications. Imagine dudes flashing the Palestine/Russian flag in front of Trump. Is that why? I mean, I still think that's a terrible reason, but I guess that makes sense. Well, and there are my thoughts on that one. I still think it's stupid. But I'm trying to think, Cejudo's going to be in that fucking karate stance. Cejudo did have some quick hands. His wrestling and scrambling was really, really good. Van is only 24 years old. Van is young. The karate stance would have helped deal with Van's pressure because Cejudo would be able to move forward and backwards so well. And you would think Cejudo could out-wrestle Van and out-scramble Van as well. And Cejudo's goddamn cardio down at 125 was a problem. And Cejudo can actually mix it up pretty well. That he can do. We saw that against the Dominick Cruz fight, even the Marlon Moraes fight. He was really quick and fast. Yeah, I'm going to say good chance. I'm going to give him a good chance. Just gauging, again, it's hard for me. If I did like a full breakdown, I'd be able to probably more gauge each guy's like actual like specific skill sets back and forth and what game plans should be. But just if I'm gauging their pure skill levels, that's probably where I'd lie. Farouk Merchant, maybe start us. How does Khabib versus Gamrot and Khabib versus Colby go? God damn it, Farouk Merchant. These $2, man, there's some loaded ass questions for $2, man. There's some loaded ass questions. Khabib Gamrot. Is it crazy to say that Gamrot defends every single shot and then fucking boxes his face off? Is that crazy, you guys? Is that crazy? No, it's not. It's fine. But does Khabib actually have a bit of a striking advantage? But Gamrot did fucking crack Dan Hooker with like a lunging overhand into range. I feel like Khabib would be able to pressure Gamrot. That's the thing. He'd be able to pressure Gamrot. I don't think Gamrot has the power to keep Khabib off of him. That's the thing. Now, Charles is able to get to Gamrot's back pretty easily. But Charles has better back takes than Khabib does. I think Khabib could pressure Gamrot to the fence. And when Khabib gets in on shots up against the fence, I think that's where he's the better grappler. Gamrot's the way better grappler against Khabib out in the open, but Khabib would be better up against the fence. And I don't see a super reliable way for Gamrot to keep him off. Like, an Arman Sarukian, I see more potentiality because Gamrot has more power. Arman has more power. Gamrot doesn't have the same power. And I think Khabib outgirths him. I don't think Gamrot's that big for 55. I think Gamrot used to fight at 45. Gamrot could shoot on Khabib as he enters, though. That's true. He could do that. That is true. Gamrot is going to be better at scrambling than Khabib. But I think Khabib's bigger. I think Khabib's girthier. And I think that's going to really aid with the grappling. It would be a huge I mean, yeah, you know what? Again, I think that there are some like game plan, stylistical things that you can talk about here. Like, I could probably devise a solid game plan for Gamrot. We're gonna need this. We're gonna need to fucking try to box him up. He's gonna try to pressure us, make him run into takedowns. Let's make Khabib have a straight up like freestyle wrestling match with us. You know? I think that there are some things I can devise for Gamrot that would give him a good chance. But I'm just afraid that Gamrot wouldn't be able to stop the pressure and we'd get backed up to the fence. Then Khabib would shoot on us against the fence and then it's going to be a problem. You know? Gamrot did out-wrestle Arman. Arman was young, though, but also, yeah, it's because they were having a wrestling match, and Gamrot's a better pure wrestler than Arman was back then, probably still is. Gamrot is a better wrestler than Khabib. Yeah, that's what I think I can devise a good Gamrot game plan. If I was working with Gamrot, we would have a good game plan that could tip the odds in our favor, for sure, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Fucking Khabib versus Colby. These are so draining things to sit here and think about. Guy within a pin for 5. Please add Robbie Lawler. Okay, sure. Colby did take rounds off Kamaru Usman on the feet. That happened. Timer, thank you for the $5. If slutty 4 out of 10s and alcohol didn't exist, is Conor the greatest of all time? Also, you didn't answer my Conor versus Ilia question earlier. Phone cut out. I did do that, Tyron McGregor. I did answer your question. I answered your question when I placed Conor McGregor, because obviously this question was, we're taking all these former champions and saying, could they beat the current champion of their old division? I talked about Conor versus Ilia. No, Tyron McGregor, I don't think so. If slutty 4 out of 10s and alcohol didn't exist, is Conor the greatest all the time? No, because he still loses to Dustin Poirier up at 55, because Conor didn't have the power at 55 to really put guys down anymore. I think he could beat Dustin at 55, but I would always favor a lightweight Dustin. The only way Conor could have been the greatest of all time is if he stayed at 45, which I think he was just a little bit too big to do. I mean, shit, I don't know. Maybe he could have kept making 45. Maybe. But that's, to me, the only way. He stays down at 45. Maybe he beats Eddie for the 55 belt, then just stays down at 45 and keeps racking up title defenses. Because I think that is where Conor was elite. He was elite at 45. Like, he did eventually go off the rails with the alcohol and shit, for sure. But, like, he didn't lose to Khabib because of that reason, I think. From my understanding, he was drinking in camp for that fight, and he said he wasn't fully focused. But still, I mean, I don't know. Khabib really had such a good game plan for Conor. I don't know. Maybe if Conor was a little bit more focused, he defends that takedown at the very start. But then Khabib would just keep trying to stay away from him and keep shooting. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe Conor could have had a better chance, but like when I look at his loss to Khabib and his losses against Dustin Poirier, I don't think the fact that I don't know. I see stylistical problems for him in those matchups, personally. That's what I see, at least. Big Ruckus, thank you for the £5. Pound for pound, who has the best style against Islam? Who has the best style pound for pound? Now, that's an interesting question, because that kind of takes attributes out of the equation. just like purely whose style matches up to Islam's skill set the best. Dude, part of me wants to say Ian Gary, dude. Part of me wants to say Ian Gary. No, dude, you know whose style matchup to Islam the best? Fucking Shavkat's. Shavkat, I think, mauls Islam. Shavkat is such a fucking tough fight for Islam, dude. That's what I think. He's super tall and rangy. Islam doesn't close distance very well. Shavkat fucking outboxed Ian Gary. Shavkat's submission game is really good. His top pressure is really good. His offensive wrestling is a little outside of the one clean double leg he actually shot on Ian Gary, which was the first time I had seen Shavkat not go for only clinch takedowns, which is great. He rips fucking spinning wheel kicks. He cracked Geoff Neal in the pocket. He was a real stocky, powerful boxer, and then finished him on the feet. Shavkat's tough. That's what I would say. Tony St. Mon, thank you for the $5 Call me crazy, but I think prime Jorge Masvidal beats Trevor Whitman's Usman if Usman didn't try to only strike like he did against Colby. I mean, honestly, yes, I agree with you. But the thing is, like, why would Usman try to only strike against Masvidal? There's a very clear reason why Usman didn't try to wrestle against Colby. And that's because Colby is a very strong wrestler with really good scrambling ability. Like, Usman favored himself on the feet versus Colby. And that's why he's like, I'm not going to try to take the fight into an area where I'm not as strong. I think he'd be confident anywhere, but, like, you know, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would he only try to strike with Masvidal? I agree with you. If he did, then yeah, he'd probably win. But, like, there's a very clear game plan reason why he wouldn't wrestle Colby, and there's a not really a good game plan reason why he would only strike with Masvidal, you know? MMA Jack, $8, in my opinion, DC has a good shot at being double champ. Yeah, it's a terrible opinion, though, man. Terrible opinion. He doesn't. He has no chance at being double champ. No chance. He's got a shot at Oldberg, I think. But he has no shot against Aspinall, even Gone, I don't think. Not anymore. Not Pereira. Gone, though, probably would be the better matchup for him overall. Stylistically. But yeah, no. Hell no. Way too many with the $5. Prime Jan Blachowicz, when he kept it close with Oldberg, got robbed by Poatan and kept it close with Onk. Neal weighed 212 against Shavkat, by the way. I mean, exactly. Geoff Neal was 212 pounds against Shavkat, and Shavkat just went into the fucking fire with him and ended up hurting him on the feet, finishing him. I mean, dude, that's fucking crazy. Shavkat is Islam wants no part of Shavkat Rakhmonov, man. But what about Prime Jan Blachowicz? Way too smoky. Prime Blachowicz, when he kept it close with Onk, he did not get robbed by Poatan, though. He did not. Blachowicz did not get robbed by him. That was a clear Alex Pereira victory. Jan's control time means nothing. It says so in the judging criteria. MMA holding MMA Jack is has a Hugh Jadike. MMA Jack has a huge Jadike. Hugh Judic? He has a Hugh Judic? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Alright, next. Moving on. Robbie Lawler? People forget, man. Robbie Lawler beat fucking post-USADA Johnny Hendricks. He does not beat Islam Makhachev. Islam is better everywhere. Except maybe power. I'm sure Robbie can crack better. But apart from that, yeah, he doesn't stand a chance there. Let's see. TJ Dillashaw. TJ had the footwork. He had phenomenal footwork. Good kicks. His boxing was okay. Good wrestling. Good defensive and offensive wrestling. Oh, way too long. They've judged. Shay meant that you add Prime Yon to the list. Oh, yeah, you gotta say so, man. You gotta say so. The thing is, though, way too smoky is you sent $2. It has to be at least $3 to add somebody. We counting the steroids, though? Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't we? Steroids are important. Steroids make you better. You know? Steroids make you a lot better. They're definitely a problem. You know what I mean? So EPO Dillashaw versus Petr Yan. People forget, man. Daniel Cormier's testosterone level was 7,000 nanograms per deciliter during the second fight with Jon Jones. People forget. Does TJ Dillashaw really beat full girth Petr Yan? He has the superior footwork. He has the better movement. But Petr Yan, I think, is just so much tighter defensively. He's the way sharper boxer. Maybe TJ wrestles offensively a little bit better. But, dude, the defensive wrestling we saw against Merab was phenomenal. The kicking game between them, I'm going to say no, man. I think Petr Yan's just the way more polished guy. All right, MMA Hole. Definitely Anne Frank. Definitely Anne Frank. St. Mon. Tony St. Mon. Thank you for the $500. If John stayed at 205, how would he have done? Reyes rematch, Yan, Yuri, etc.? That's a good question. I would like to think that Jon Jones would game plan around the Reyes fight a lot better. I'd like to think. Like he did against Alexander Gustafsson. I have a feeling he would. Because I think he could have beaten Reyes if he just, again, followed the same game plan he did in the rematch against Gustafsson. Both Gus and Reyes kind of used similar strategies against him. I think he could have beaten Reyes. Jan Blachowicz, yeah, he would take Jan down and Jan would be a baby off of his back. Yuri's a tough one, though, because now John's getting a little older. I think Yuri's got a shot to win. Glover, he beats Glover. Glover's just not a good stylistical matchup for him. Alex Pereira, I think Alex knocks him out. Because now John's getting up there in age. Jon Jones is going like this anytime someone throws punches against him. The calf kicks will be there all day. He would have lost eventually. For sure. But I think he would have racked up a few more title defenses, I think, honestly. Yuri, though, is an interesting one. That's a bit of a wild card one. Who knows? MMA Hole, I think there's no one in the lighter weight classes beats EPO Dillashaw except for Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo beat him when he was on EPO. And that was at 125, though. Me holding up, whatever shakes about me will decide to become a world champ or a method. No, dude, I think you got it. I think you got it. I think you're Anne Frank level. I mean, what do you have that Mike Mallet doesn't? Exactly. Nothing. You're both the same. And he was a world champion over at RXXF or whatever. You got it, bro. All right, next. Jon Jones right now down at 205. Dude. Could Oldberg's shitty winging lead hooks catch Jon going like this? I mean, maybe. The problem is, though, Jon is always doing this on the back foot. On the front foot, though, I feel like he keeps that backhand up pretty well, right? Am I wrong to say that? He keeps that backhand up. I think he beats Oldberg. I'm going to give it to him. I think that's fair. I'm going to say very good chance he beats Oldberg. Very, very good chance. The only reason I'm not saying Anne Frank is because I can't even think critically about it right now. But I think he's got a good chance. Though Ankalaev does bad things. Ankalaev does bad things to Jones. I'm just going to assert with no follow-up. The Mario Wack continues to tell you, Rampage claims he would have beaten Yuri. Yeah, Rampage does a lot of things, though. Rampage says he raised his children well, too. Yeah, unless Jon fights smart against Ankh. But yeah, for the most part, though, Jon Jones, he again, on the back foot, he has some very fucking terrible tendencies, but he doesn't generally run into punches. All right, next. Islam Makhachev versus, GSP versus Islam Makhachev right now. That's a really tough fight. That's a tough fight. That would probably be the highest, most technical fight in UFC history. I've already made a full video about this. It was my last, the most answering MMA's greatest what-ifs. I give it to GSP. And the reason I give it to GSP over Islam, I think it's close. I think they're, again, super insanely technical fight. But here's the thing. The one sort of issue with GSP was sometimes he left himself a little bit open with the striking defense, a little bit. Like, I could name a few good instances where GSP's been cracked pretty bad. You know? I can name a few instances. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't some glaring hole. It wasn't like GSP had terrible striking defense. But again, there were I can name some times he's been caught. Matt Serra caught him. Fucking Carlos Condit lined up a head kick against him. But they're pretty few and far between. But whatever. That's the one thing I can say. Islam's not really the guy to knock you out at all. He's not the guy to knock you out. Islam ain't going to be stepping into range cracking GSP per se. And also, I just think GSP's a little bit more athletic than Islam. They're the same height. They're both 5'10". GSP's got the longer reach, but GSP's a bit springier. He's more athletic. He's a bit faster, you know? GSP's takedowns are more explosive. I think he might be able to mix combinations together a little bit better. Again, this is a tough one. This is a matchup that you're kind of splitting hairs. But like, yeah, I think if I'm comparing Islam GSP, I think GSP, I think he is more athletic. Right? I think we all agree on that. He's the slightly more athletic guy. He's poppier. They're both insanely well-rounded. I think the skill level is insanely close between them. GSP has a bit wider. He has a bit of a wider array of techniques he can use. He's like ripping, spinning wheel kicks and shit. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what separates them, just a little tiny bit. Tony St. Mon legal $500. How's Prime Jones do at heavyweight against the prime versions of Kane, JDS, Horsemeat, Oberheim, Verdum, Ngannou, Pavlich, and Aspinall? God, these loaded-ass questions for $5. I think Jones beats Kane. I think he makes Kane constantly run into knees and elbows and teeps. JDS fucking doesn't stand a chance. Horsemeat Uberim is a scary fight. That's a very scary fight. Because that is a yacked 265-pound man right there. And Jones would be like 235. Verdumi beats Ngannou. Prime Ngannou beats Jones. Pavlovich loses. Aspinall beats Jones, I think. Uberim's a bit of a tough one. Because can Uberim just like pull in Ngannou? Uberim kind of is the better kickboxer than Ngannou, isn't he? Maybe Uberim gets it done, man. I don't know enough about Uberim's takedown defense off the top of my head, though. But Uberim is the cleaner kickboxer than Ngannou is. So, but anyway, Francis Ngannou. Sure, you forgot Jones ducked JDS and Kane? I mean, maybe. It's before my time, man. That's before my time in the sport. I don't really remember that kind of stuff. Jones has ducked a lot of people, though. Hey, remember, dude, the thing is, though, Jones ducked Chael Sonnen. You guys remember that? He fucking literally ducked Chael Sonnen, and that happened. Uberim was a K1 kickboxing champ. So Jones was just super cautious. But anyway, Francis Ngannou. Does Francis Ngannou beat Tom Aspinall? I feel like he kind of belongs. I feel like he's a middle ground guy right here. He's in between. Because here's the thing. Tom is the better boxer. He's quicker and he's faster and he has better footwork. Francis is a little plotty. I can see Tom blitzing at Ngannou and Ngannou being wide open to get cracked. Now, hey, Anthony Joshua knocked out Francis because he just hit him with a shot he didn't see coming. But Francis is 275 pounds. He is a bit bigger than Tom. Maybe he can wrestle more effectively because he's bigger, but Tom is way more technical. But Ngannou's got a good jab, man. And remember how he was fucking mixing it up against Stipe? But I think the 4-ounce gloves are gonna. I'm just gonna drop him into maybe. Maybe he can like hit a double leg on. The thing about Francis is if he takes you down and you turtle, he can literally knock you out with 2 ground and pound shots. What he did to Renan Ferreira was fucking terrifying. Like, imagine he gets in on a takedown against Tom, and Tom turtles to start getting up, and then Francis just boom, 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 and Tom just goes limp. I could see that happening. But the thing is, Tom is just way lighter on his feet. He's the more technical boxer. The 4-ounce gloves are going to be tough if he lands super clean. Francis is super plotty. Aspinall probably landing leg kicks, and I'm sure Aspinall, again, he's a little open defensively sometimes, but I think his footwork will help him stay safe on the feet. Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. Gane did beat Francis, but I think Gane is a little bit better defensively on the back foot than Tom is because Tom's never needed to develop really high-level movement on the back foot, you know? Whereas Cyril has developed that ability. So it's an interesting one, but I'm going to leave him in the maybe tier. All right, guys. God, we've been going for 3 hours. Fuck, I am shimmied, boys and girls. I'm tired. I didn't realize we've been going this long. I also have a black eye. It's not that bad, but it's there a little bit. I have a boo-boo All right, guys, I'm fucking tired. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Thank you, guys.